Hey guys, what's up? This is Edgemeister, and today is episode 1 of my new series called Vendor Weekly Reset, so whatever the hell it is. So basically, Josh Holmes went ahead, or Josh Hamrick, whoops, sorry about that, said that every week from now on, all the vendor weapons and armor will be getting re-rolls every single week. So what does that mean? That means you're going to want to stock up on your legendary marks from doing special events from the director, doing Trials of Cyrus bounties and Iron Banner bounties, and any bounties. There's a few bounties that give you legendary marks, do those, and by dismantling legendary weapons. Those will all give you legendary marks, and you're going to want to save up as much as you can and buy only the good rolls. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to review all the rolls of all the inventories, and I'm going to tell you which ones that week that you should buy if you are going to buy any. So yeah, this is basically I'm just here to say, save up your legendary marks, because we're going to get rerolls every single week. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and review all the inventories, just the weapons, not the armor. The armor is going to get rerolls here, but I'm going to go ahead and review all the weapons every single week to tell you guys which weapons you should go ahead and buy if you are going to, so that you don't waste your legendary marks. So first of all, we're going to go ahead with the Crucible, I would probably go ahead and go over these before and then record the video every week, but because I actually know, because it's been the steamroll since the launch of Rise of Iron, I know which ones you should buy here. So from the Crucible, a must buy, probably the best gun to buy right now, make sure you have it, is the Vendor Palindrome here. So if you don't have a God Roll Ice Luna, this is the next best thing. It has rangefinder, it has rifle barrel, and it has probably the best sight in the game, True Sight. So these perks are kind of throwaways, but for the most part, the Palindrome, the Vendor Palindrome, is the thing that you should buy. The second thing that is pretty darn good is the Event Horizon. This one's kind of meh. I'm really hoping that we're going to get a better roll, but it has short gaze, which a lot of people think is the best sight in the game. I disagree. I think Longview SLR 10 is, but oh well. Spray and Play is really, really good for PvE activities. And then you have Explosive Rounds and Small Bore, two decent spots. Here, for it to be a God roll, you want Quick Draw or Snapshot. And then it has Hidden Hand, which is a godsend in PvP. So this just is overall a decent weapon. I wouldn't say it's a god roll. It has some good PvE uses, it has some good PvP uses, but it's a good sniper. Also, it's of the rarest kind of archetype, the high impact archetype sniper. So this thing's gonna hit hard in both PvE and PvP. Anyways, those are my recommendations from the Crucible Quartermaster. On to the Vanguard. Alright, so we're here at the Vanguard. Now the Vanguard doesn't have any must buys, but if you are going to buy something, there's a few things that are pretty decent. The first one is the Parthian shot, which recently got a buff and has seen a lot of people using it, and it has a pretty solid roll here. It has Head Seeker, which is a very, very good pulse rifle perk. It has Perfect Balance, which is also a very good perk. And Life Support is also a very, very underrated perk. It's a pretty good perk, actually. Rodeo, a lot of people might be tricked into using Rodeo. It's not a very good perk. And yeah, overall it's not the best thing, but it is a pretty decent roll. The second thing that I would say for you to buy would be the Angel's Advocate. It's an alright scout rifle, but with reactive reload, outlaw, and some pretty good middle perks here, this thing might do some work in PvE. Again, there are so many better options you can use, but it is a pretty decent roll. The last thing on the list is the Seventh Sense, which comes with the Ambush Scope, which is an alright scope, I guess. It has Spray and Play and Grenadier, same as the Event Horizon. It has Firefly, which is a very fun perk to use in PvP, and it's very usable in PvE. And remember how I said you needed a Quick Draw or Snapshot to make that Event Horizon a God roll? Well, this thing has both of them. Quick Draw is the better perk, just putting it out there, but yeah, this thing is a pretty decent sniper. The only thing that's really kind of, making it meh is there's no hidden hand for PvP, because Quick Draw and Snapshot are PvP perks. It doesn't have Short Gaze or Long View. Ambush actually takes away aim assist. And it is a low impact sniper rifle, which is not very good for PvE. So that Firefly perk is basically useless. And it's not very good for PvP because the headshot consistency will be, not as great. Anyways, that has been my recommendations for the Vanguard Quartermaster. Now on to Dead Orbit. Alright, so again we have 3 weapons I want you guys to look at. The first one is the Keystone. Now this is a pretty decent scout rifle for PvE. It has crowd control, which is a very good PvE perk. It has triple tap, which is great against bosses, and then perfect balance when you want more stability. It also has extended mag, which is also a pretty decent PvE perk, and lightweight, which also will help you in the Crota's and raid, the first part with the lanterns. The next one I want you guys to check out is the Last Ditch. If you are in need of a nice high impact shotgun, this is, here for you. You get Rangefinder to boost its range, Hammerforge to boost its range even further, and then you also get Soft Ballistics to again boost its range. This thing is no Fellwinter, but it's pretty good. If you don't have any other high impact shotgun, go ahead and check out the Last Ditch. Last but not least, we have the Unto Dust. Again, there are way better options for you, but if you did want a nice PvP rocket launcher out of the gate, Grenades and Horseshoes is a must for PvP. Javelin is also very good, and if you want to increase the velocity even more, you got Linear Compensator or Hard Launch. Hard Launch being the better option because it gives you the exact same velocity increase while minusing less blast radius. Overall, it's not a very good rocket launcher. You're going to want super high blast radius, super high velocity, but if you don't have anything, this will do. We're here at the Future War Cult. Okay, so the first one I want you guys to take a look at is the Waiting. This fusion rifle is a high impact fusion rifle, so it'll basically kill from a very long range, and it has some pretty decent perks. Rangefinder to again increase its range, and range is very important on fusion rifles because range not only reduces the damage drop off, it also increases the speed of the bullets. It has perfect balance if you want to make your spread like really tight. And then it has knee pads if you want to slide and use it, which it's a very good way to use fusion rifles, so you might as well. Also, yeah, both of these are very usable. Same with this. Accelerated coils, if you want to make this thing a little bit faster firing, but if you want to minus some of the range you get from the lack of impact. And then you have hip fire, which is also a very good perk. I would definitely recommend this fusion rifle if you want to get into fusion rifling, and if you don't have a Saladin's Vigil. This is the next best thing. The next thing I want you guys to look at is the Wounded Scout Rifle. Again, there are better options for you. It seems like I've been showing off a lot of really good PvE scout rifles. That's because most of them right now are pretty good PvE scout rifles. Zen Moment is a very underrated perk for stability, and then you got Perfect Balance if you want even more stability. Outlaw is pretty good. High Caliber Rounds is a very good perk in PvP, and then you got Quick Draw, which is all right on the. I mean, I wouldn't use it. I'd use High Caliber Rounds all the time. Plus, High Caliber Rounds does give a little bit of a range boost. Overall, I wouldn't say to buy this, but if you are really content on something that can knock people around in PvP and has a very good stability bonus, I would get it. I wouldn't use scout rifles in PvP right now, but who knows, that might change. And the next thing that is a very good roll, it could be better, but I would definitely recommend it, especially in this meta. And even though it's getting nerfed kind of in the next meta, I still see it being very, very good. We got the Wormwood with the best sight in the game, True Sight. The sights are the exact same as hand cannons, by the way. You got high caliber rounds to make people shooting back at you having, they can have a harder time. Doesn't matter. You got hand loaded for extra range, or Zen Moment if you want more stability. Both very viable options. I go with hand loaded personally because I don't need the added stability, but if you are having a hard time hitting your targets, Zen Moment is there for you. And then you have Hidden Hand to make it even easier to hit your targets. Definitely recommend. And now we're on to New Monarchy. So we have 2 guns I want you to look at. Overall, I wouldn't say there's anything that's a real killer here. By the way, the Impeacher, you really need to have a trigger finger. It sounds like Optimus Prime masturbating when he uses this thing with its full rate of fire. I just wouldn't recommend it. I've seen people do good with it, but those are very rare. Anyways, we're going to go right ahead and go over to the shotgun, which is a very good PvE shotgun, because it has full auto, Cascade, or Hammer Forged, 2 very good perks, and extended mag. Kind of works with Cascade a little bit, so that's pretty good. And then you got some added stability there with a full auto, makes this thing a very good PvE shotgun. And then we have the sniper rifle. It's a very decent sniper rifle for PvP. It's got unflinching, it's got Hammer Forged and Mulligan. I would use Mulligan. It has Snapshot, which is a definite recommend, and Short Gaze. So overall, pretty decent. If I were to recommend at least 1 weapon for you to buy before the next reset, it would be the Crucible Palindrome. I'm just going to go right back there to show you guys how good it is. The Palindrome is a very good gun. I would 100% recommend it. So go ahead and pick up the Vendor Palindrome, because yeah, I doubt we're going to get a roll like this again anytime soon. So again, if you're to choose 1 gun for you to buy, and only 1 gun, it would be this, the Vendor Palindrome. Buy it. I will do this every week. I will choose 1 gun that is the huge standout, and I'll tell you guys what it is. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.